So welcome back here, 2015 Millennium World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall alongside John Dresser from PB Nation and Shelly Farmer. So we are into the semifinals now. It's down to the top 4 teams in the CPL. And first up, it's going to be MLKings taking on Syndicate and then Impact and Heat. So now we don't have a split deck anymore. We get to see the full games played out here one by one. So Shelly, you know, MLKings have done a great job as well as Syndicate fighting to get to this spot. How are you feeling about this matchup?
Hey, I'm really enjoying how it's all working for this field. Both teams are pushing the snake. So MLKings are choosing to go snake style with Carl Spicker and Dalton Vanderbilt. And Syndicate are doing the same thing by forcing Rippel as a new star in the CPL. Nicolas Rippel hits the snake and then backed up by Grossman. So let's see how they'll play.
Yeah, and also Malty Borman's been playing real well on the snake side for Syndicate. So here we go. MLKings on your screen right now. There's Slava in the center, shooting towards the D side off the break, and it looks like a body. 2 bodies dropping for Syndicate here in this first point, but they make it to the snake off the break.
Yeah, Syndicate have Binden in the snake this time with Rippel supporting him in the back corner.
But nobody on the Dorito side at all. Oh, but the snake chewing up the first guy that tries to go up the center for MLKings. But the Dorito player makes it in, and they trade the snake out.
Yeah, Binder gets run down here in the snake.
It comes a penalty as Carl Spicker takes out Binder, who spins and gets the 1-for-1. No points. Goes straight to MLKings.
Yeah, nice solid point. First point here for Dalton Vanderbilt, Kyle Spica on this snake side. Again, they've been the tag team dynamic duo for the MLKings here, snake side. But Slava, he must have shot one of those players from Syndicate off the break, and he was that gun in the back center shooting towards the D side. So good solid cross-field teamwork there, and well executed by the MLKings.
One of the things I like about this matchup is it's a difference of philosophies. The MLKings with 2 very strong American players, and Syndicate with a full complement of German players.
Yeah, I was actually down in the pits, was able to meet a little bit with some of the guys from MLKings during the break, and then went over to talk to some of the Syndicate guys. And it was kind of good to see the Syndicate guys. I actually played on Syndicate for an event long ago, and Patrick Gorbel was there for that.
So they will start with 4 on the next point.
Yeah, so you just heard there from Jabba, the head ref here on the CPL field. He's just announcing the fact that the Syndicate did spin on Carl Spicker, and then we'll start the next point with only 4 players for the penalty.
Yeah, so talking to both, they both seem very confident, and as they should be because they've been playing well. But Syndicate was very happy. You know, they're the only team out here that doesn't have any Americans or Russians on the team. So all Germans, like you were saying. Yeah, they're pretty. They feel pretty confident in the guys that they have out there right now. Ripple is definitely playing the snake well, and he actually he's 22, and he started out because in Germany you can't play paintball until you're 18 years old.
That's correct.
Yeah, and that was another thing that Patrick and Malty were discussing, is that it's that much more admirable for the Germans to be able to make it this far in this event, because you know they don't get to start playing paintball when they're 16 or 12
or 10, like in the United States.
10. That's right. Syndicate have mixed out. Pat's Robel has said no. So Ripple's gone now back corner for the snake, and they're sending Binder up into the snake. So perhaps they're using more of an insert.
Well, starting with 4 bodies here on your screen. Frankfurt Syndicate. Ooh, Borman almost jumped the gun there a little early. There's Malty on your screen, and they able to get a body out wide here. Oh, they lose a body. Syndicate loses 1 on that D side of the field.
Yeah.
Syndicate trying to get wide, going over to the Dorito side corner, and going also in both corners and the center.
That's right, John, and Pavel Mares takes a walk for MLKings. However, that doesn't matter because MLKings have spread the field with Slava and Carl Spicker both simultaneously.
Oh, Syndicate loses their player trying to get into the Doritos, leaving just 2 on the field.
Nice little duck and dive there for Carl Spicker to fill snake 1. Yeah, and the towel has been thrown by Frankfurt Syndicate. That's a wise move right there, where those bodies up and only 1 player remaining for Syndicate.
That gives them lots of time to recoup, figure it out, play with 5 strong the next point.
Yeah.
Syndicate can get kind of a slow start here. MLKings looking pretty solid right now.
Syndicate played great earlier in the day, though. Look for them to come back. Look for them to come out strong. They'll have 5. As long as they're not down too much mentally, let's see if they take this opportunity to regroup, go back to their game plan, see if they can get in that snake, go down that snake.
Yeah, they're pretty good at that, John. Earlier on today, they played Outrage, and they were down on points in the quarterfinals, and they came back and won it 5-4.
That was actually a great game back and forth.
Yes.
Syndicate, I believe, scored the first 2 points, then lost a couple, and then regrouped,
Yes.
figured out. And that's one of the hard things to do mentally, is you have to think about it, you have to center yourself, you have to figure out what they're doing to shoot you early and start winning points again.
Yeah, we saw a lot of good games in the quarterfinals. Impact did beat up the Tauntauns a little bit, but even though the score was 5-1, it was an incredibly dramatic game, and we saw, arguably one of the best points played in any of the big leagues all year long.
An amazing point. Impact was down 2 bodies due to a penalty, so they had to start the game with 3 against a full complement of 5 players and put it together against the Tauntauns.
Well, yeah, Keith Brown running and shooting all the way to Snake. And then in the interview with Bart Yakimek later on, he had said, hey, when you're in that situation, he called the right play. You're probably going to lose the point. To be honest, it's 5-on-3. Why not roll the dice and try something crazy? They're probably not going to expect it.
Not only did they not lose the point, they didn't lose a player.
Yeah, that was what made it that much more extra special. So 13:42 to go here in this race to 5 points. MLKings looking pretty solid.
Yeah, Syndicate have sat Spinder again. That's 2 points in a row without putting him out. Rippel pushing on player cam there, snake corner, and a little duck and dive into the back. But no, he didn't make it through. That's great lanes there from MLKings as Slava pushes up the center.
Yeah, so Slava launching after seeing that body drop, and also Malty Borman's going to get shot as well, and another body's coming off. I think Malty must have just got a penalty. It's like a one-on-one excess, Shelly.
And that's it. That was amazing. Dalton coming all the way down the snake and wiping the last 2 players up.
This game brought to you by Big Gang Veckering, our match sponsor here for this semifinal match. Yeah, man, MLKings are making this look pretty easy here.
Yeah, I mean, even in the prelims there, Maddie, when we were watching the games, Carl Spicker and Dalton Vanderbilt have this made on Snake's side, and I was watching and I was thinking, yeah, these guys are going to be finalists, so let's see. I hope it's not commentator's curse, but Carl Spicker seems to be owning this field.
Well, we have seen some comebacks here this weekend, so can't necessarily count Frankfurt Syndicate out yet. However, they just got a penalty. They're getting guys shot off the break. Basically, everything that was going right for them before is now going wrong. They're having a hard time living off the break. They're not shooting anybody off the break. And then the guys that are making their moves are getting shot, and they're also getting penalties. So,
especially at the close of the game, one of the worst times to get penalties on a point you know you're going to lose, or it looks like you're going to lose, and then having to start short. We see Patrick Roble there on the screen.
Player eliminated for 303 on a hot gun.
Oh.
303 hot gun. That's why he was eliminated after the buzzer press.
Ah, interesting. So you just heard from the head ref there. There was a hot gun there for Syndicate. So that's 3 points down for them.
That was actually the MLKings. I believe that was Dalton after the point.
Well, they still had, they had a ton of guys left.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. And that's, look, 303, that's not that bad. Might have caught a big ball in there.
That's the first hot gun we've had all weekend. The refs are usually all over it. But Syndicate now will now swap hens. They'll be, let's see if they work better from the other side. We don't know. They're now 3 points down. They have to win this point to make something of it here in the in the semifinals.
Yeah, it's getting to the do or die time. You can't go down more than 3 points here. It's a race to 5. You don't have a lot of points to work with. And we're looking in the pits right now, checking out the guys from Syndicate.
Yeah, does Syndicate have an answer for this? They've dropped 3 points in under 2 minutes.
Well, this is when you go back to this initial game plan. Hey, stay alive for at least 30 seconds. Everyone just get out to your spots and stay alive.
This is not the best field for that.
No, it's not. Yeah, this has been a bloodbath field. There we go, 20 seconds to go. And pretty much the standard crew for both these teams have been pretty impressive, even though they're not getting it done right now. But as for the snake side for Syndicate particularly, this is a tough snake side. It's not that easy. I mean, we starting to see some players go a little bit more to the snake starting on day 2, but still very, it's a complex side over here. So on the breakout, MLKings making it out wide. And
Syndicate going all the way to the snake alive, but ref checking out the back center and calls him clean.
Oh, it's a penalty here for Rippel. The ref's seen a shot on his pack. He's played on 1 for 1 for Syndicate. Not good for them.
And the beating will continue here if they can't get their guys in alive and stop getting penalties.
Ref's seen something that looks pretty familiar there on the loader, but has let it go. It looks to be bunker rub for Syndicate.
And then Syndicate trying to get over here snake side and take multi-spot, getting shot out of there. Losing a gunfight. And
just 2 left alive for Syndicate and getting pinched in the center from the snake.
And here comes Dalton and Spica again down here on the snake side of the field for the MLKings. Dalton and a snake, and on your screen, MLKings up by 3. 12 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Now also switching over and moving down the D side as well. Bodies falling for Syndicate again, and that is gonna be yet another point here for the MLKings. 1 point away from taking the victory here in the semifinals and advancing onto the final matchup to determine who's going to win this tournament. And also next up we have Impact taking on Heat. Oof. And that game is going to decide, I believe, the overall series title, because as it stands right now, Impact and Heat were tied for second heading into this event, and the Tauntauns got knocked out in the last in the quarterfinals, and the Tauntauns ranked first. And you know, Shelly, when we're looking at the scores, you know, Impact beat Tauntauns by the score of 5-1. So Tauntauns losing their chance to win a series title here.
Yeah, you're totally right, Matty. So Edmonton Impact, Houston Heat, whoever wins that will win the series title here for the Millennium Series. But we'll have to see what happens in the final to who comes away with the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly difficult. It's the hardest thing to do in paintball is to win a series title, but everybody wants to win a World Cup.
Yeah.
Impact not just trying to win the series title, but trying to repeat the series title. They won both the PSP and the Millennium Series last year, and this year they're leading the NXL and trying to win the Millennium Series.
Hey, that could be 2 years on a trot with a double.
Would be impressive.
So now coming out to play this next point, MLKings. Slowly but surely filtering on the field, as well as Syndicate. Yeah, Impact is just, man, Bart's done such a good job of building that team. It's just good, though, because the vibe on that team, it's a very fun vibe. They try to have a good time, no matter where they're at. Stuck in airport, they're having a good time. Out here at the field, walking games, they're messing with each other. You know, they just have, like, a really good, friendly vibe. Still intense, obviously, when they need to be, but they've really bonded the past couple seasons, and you can see the, you know, the implications of that off-the-field bond on the field and the way they've been playing the past couple years.
Yeah, Manny, teamwork is a massive factor here in paintball. You can't win it on your own.
Let's see if Syndicate has any answer at all for the MLKings.
They haven't yet, so now on the break, running aggressively up the center and out wide. It looks like 5 players alive finally for Syndicate. Oh, just as I say that, Malty Borman's going to be coming off early trying to get out. So, man, the off-the-break shots and controlling lanes for MLKings, so flawless so far here in this semifinal match. They do lose a body, though, on the snake side of the field. And doubling up with Spica and Slava in the center for the MLKings. No one in the snake for either team.
Yeah, Pavel Mares, who are usually a bit of a star player here for MLKings, isn't stepping up. But as I say that, Slava pushes down the center. And Syndicate also pushed the center, and Slava wins the shootout there where Carl Spica put some balls in his face.
Spica still alive through that chaos. Only person over here on the snake side of the field
Syndicate,
for MLKings.
Syndicate loses another, I believe, just leaving 2 players left alive on the Syndicate side.
Hey, Syndicate have nothing to lose. They just lose their back center. It's just Rapil remaining. He waves and says, nope, that's it. That's me gone.
And Kyle Spica looks like he is going to be the last player left alive for MLKings snake side. And I think that's it for Frankfurt Syndicate. So Kyle Spica going to go in there, hit that buzzer, and punch the MLKings ticket into the finals.
MLKings just threw the Syndicate a beating.
Hey, this game's brought to you by Big Game Veteran as one of the match sponsors, and there we have it. MLKings just smashed Frankfurt Syndicate 5-0.
Yeah, that was that was definitely a beating, and I feel bad for the Syndicate guys. You know, the MLKings, they were both equally confident, as you should be, but the way that they played getting here, I really thought that Syndicate was going to give MLKings a game, but it was the complete opposite of that.
The way they came back in the previous game, I thought they had heart. I thought they could do it. I thought they had the snake dialed in, but they just had no answer at all for the MLKings.
Yeah, so we're going to see Impact take on Heat next. And then we're also going to see RMG Symphony taking on Seattle Uprising, who has come over from the United States. They won the semi-pro division at the last NXL event and took what they won there and basically brought it on over here to Europe. So let's check in with Maurice down in the pits before we take a quick break.
And her memories of peace with Kyle Spicker. Kyle, congratulations on that quick and fast win.
We needed it. We had a couple tough games through the prelims, but we've been playing good. And, just to boost everyone going into this finals match, we needed a win like that. So we watched what they were doing. We scouted them out pretty well. And I think, as you saw, we shot a lot of them off the break, and we really capitalized on being 5 alive when they had 3 or 4 bodies only.
So first you beat your own teammates, then you beat the Germans.
So Oliver and Ryan are a little sad, but they're out here cheering. We're all teammates here. So
I know. So who do you prefer to have for the finals? You got your choice. Pick one of the two.
I hate always playing a team that you beat in the prelims because they didn't adjust. And I think we have a little niche against Impact, so I think I'd rather play Impact.
Okay, so I don't know if everybody heard that. He prefers to play Impact. It wasn't me. Anyway, Maurice out. We'll go to a few commercials and right back with you with the next game.